And I'm still gonna send you a prize. So it's coming up at the end of this. I'm gonna show you all the goodies you're gonna get. It is Sunday, March 15th, and on this week's edition of Sunday Sofatime, we're gonna have fun and games and prizes and a whole lot of disappointment. It really is Sunday right now. A lot of times I've filmed these videos a couple days earlier so I can get them all edited and online for like in the morning on Sunday, but I waited until the actual Sunday today, so it's like 7 o'clock in the morning right now. I just got up a little bit ago and wanted to sit down and finally go through all of it. If you're watching this like right now or like currently, I know I don't need to say this, but the things on the internet, they stay on the internet for a long time. I have videos that I posted on my channel like 10 years ago that people are still watching. And so for all the people who are watching this like way far in the future, at the moment, we have this big crisis happening all around the world called coronavirus. Or, as a lot of people are calling it,
the Corona-apocalypse.
And things have changed so quickly. Last week, I set up a kind of contest to let all of you send in ideas for where I would cruise next, and it was supposed to be in April, and a lot of you sent in like some really amazing detailed itineraries, exactly what I was looking for. I had so much fun reading through them, and up until a few days ago I was like, all right, this is awesome, this is gonna be so much fun. And now, since like 48 hours, it's over. Basically, all major cruise lines have stopped cruising. All the Disney parks are closed. Flights are canceled everywhere. You're not supposed to go anywhere close to other people until this virus is like died down. But because so many people put so much work into this and so much thought into it, and I had so much fun doing it, I wanted to sit down and go through the top 3 and talk about it as if it was going to happen, even though it ain't gonna happen. I'm still gonna send out a prize to the person who got the most votes, and let me tell you just a little bit about how it was set up, again, in case you're just showing up here. I asked people to send in detailed itineraries with flights, hotels, cruise ships, cabin classes, and destinations, including all the prices. I had a couple wishes that I'd never been to Mexico and that I'd really like to visit St. Thomas again. And if possible, I would like to do 2 cruises back to back or side by side, however you want to call it, to see as much as possible with only flying to the United States once. I got over 25 entries, and I know, that might not sound like a lot, but when you look at the work that all of you put into these itineraries, that's like hours of work that people put into this, and it took me a long time to go through them all and sort them all out. And I posted a poll then on my the Facebook page for the Very Unofficial Travel Guides Patreon members. So if you are a member of patreon.com/veryunofficial, there is an extra Facebook page where I also post things just for you all, and that's where I posted the poll there. And I have to tell you guys, I learned a lot about how to do something like this through this experience, so it has been a good thing anyways, even if I'm not going to be going on this cruise. But I will definitely be doing this again when everything calms down, and so now I already know some ways to do it better next time. But anyways, I posted all the results, or almost all the results, on a poll on that special group, and there were votes made, and that's what we're gonna go through now, is the top 3 on votes, and then you'll know what cruise I would have gone on and who would have won, and I'm gonna show you the prizes in a moment. Whew. Long time just to get started, right? And it wasn't really even a tangent. That was all very relevant to what's going on. Okay, number 3 of the top 3 most popular itineraries that were sent in was sent to me from Julie Bardos Varnado. You know who you are, Julie. This was a really great idea. And I mean, look at how she set this all up in like an Excel sheet and everything. Amazing. So let's read through this. Julie's suggestion was to fly to Hamburg, or fly to Miami from Hamburg, which is where I am now, on April 3rd. Sorry, in Germany, we switched the date and the month around, so I wasn't sure for a second. So April 3rd, fly to Miami. Picked out the flight, showed the prices there, also showed, a hotel, the Miami Doral, which, or the Element Miami Doral. I don't know which one that is. I should look it up later. Sorry, I didn't get to it yet. Then, cruising on the Oasis of the Seas. And I have to tell you guys, of these 25 itineraries that I posted, like almost half of them listed the Oasis of the Seas, so I'm definitely going to be keeping that ship in mind for future plans. On the Oasis, I would have been in an inside cabin, but she also posted the price for what an upgrade to a balcony would be, and also for main cabin flights. Really great work, Julie. This is exactly what I was looking for. Then it would have been a sea day, a day at Labadee, which I have been to before, where we did that amazing, absolutely terrifying, gigantic zip line. There's videos in my library, search for those. Then Falmouth, Jamaica, where I've also been before with my mom. Then the day at sea, and then Cozumel, Mexico, which is one of the places that I wanted to go. I haven't been to Mexico on a cruise. And then another sea day. Then on the day that I would have left the Oasis in Miami, I would have gotten directly onto then the Norwegian cruise line Encore. Very new, big ship, haven't been on yet. Another day at sea, then visiting San Juan, which I would love to visit again. Marcus and I were there previously on... What ship were we there on? I don't remember right now. I'm getting old. These things disappear from my mind. Then going to St. Thomas, which was one of the wishes that I had, that I'd really love to visit St. Thomas again. Then Tortola, which I know I've been to before. Then another day at sea. And then Great Stirrup Cay, which is one of the private islands down there that I have yet to go to, which would have been really, really great. I would have arrived back in Miami on April 19th and then flown out that night. And the total price for the least expensive variation of this would have been $2,435.16, which is coming in just under the budget. So really good job, Julie. Thank you so much for participating, and please play along when we do this again in a couple weeks or next month sometime. Moving on to number 2, the second most popular, the one that got the second most amount of votes, and that is one from Megan Henson. Megan titled this Solo in the Sun, and I have to tell you guys, when we do this again, the itineraries that have like a title to them, like a name to it, like Solo in the Sun, instead of just like the ship names, they seemed more interesting and they got more votes. So when we do it again, make sure you do that to your itinerary. All right, Megan writes, the reason these two ships would be really interesting to compare, and they both have some great ports. I am especially interested in the cabins on the Breakaway, as these are made for solo travelers, and I would love to hear your perspective on them. The whole trip goes slightly over your budget, but for the duration, I think it's a great price. Plus, if you wanted to choose lower priced cabins, I think it would put you closer to $2,500. All right, so she picked a flight on Lufthansa on April 10th, staying at the La Quinta Inn and Suites by Wyndham in Cocoa Beach on the 10th. Then I would have boarded the Norwegian Breakaway in a studio cabin. And I have seen the studio cabins on Norwegian ships. I think I have 2 videos of the studio cabins on my channel, because I know I've seen them on the Epic and on the Getaway maybe. And I haven't stayed in one, and I would be totally down for that. So Breakaway studio cabin, visiting Great Stirrup Cay, which I talked about in the last itinerary, then a sea day, then Ocho Rios, which I've been to before, Georgetown in Grand Cayman, which I've been to before. We had a great day at a beach bar there that is closed now, unfortunately. Then Cozumel, which, like I said, was on my wish list. Then a sea day. And then we would have gotten back to Port Canaveral on the 18th. And then directly transferred to the Carnival Elation in an interior view cabin. Does that mean ocean view or inside cabin? I don't know. Day at sea, Amber Cove, which is another one of the private island beach destinations down there, which I have not visited yet, in the Dominican Republic, which makes it sound even better. Grand Turk, then it would have been another sea day, and then back to the port on April 23rd. And it looks like I would have been flying out that night as well. And the entire budget for that would have been $2,739, which probably would have been a little bit too much over budget, because all in all then with drinks and things like that and transfers, I bet that would have ended up being over $3,000. But still, really interesting, good work. And if that was the one that had been picked, I probably would have done it. Okay, one more, and this is like the top number one. This is the cruise that I would, or the cruises that I would have been on if this whole Corona thing didn't blow up. But before we get to that, of course, please forgive me for putting a little commercial break right here. Did you get one? What was it about? Write it in the comments below. All right, this is the one. I would have been really excited to do this. It was sent in by Sonia L. Bear and also very detailed. A lot of suggestions. I'm gonna go through all of it. And Sonia, I'm still gonna send you a prize. So it's coming up at the end of this. I'm gonna show you all the goodies you're gonna get. Sonia called this Morgan's Fans Take the Wheel Vacation. And I would have loved to do it, like I said, departing Hamburg on April 2nd, which is just in a few weeks. It would have been so great. Spend 2 nights at the Hilton Garden Inn, Miami Airport West, in a king non-smoking room. Take a lift to the port of Miami. Board the Celebrity Infinity on April 4th in a veranda stateroom, which means a balcony. That's how you say it on Celebrity. Cruise for 2 nights from Miami to Nassau and back to Miami. Disembark in Miami on April 6th and board the Carnival Conquest in an ocean view stateroom. Cruise for 4 days in the Western Caribbean from Miami to Key West, Cozumel, one of my wishes. And I would love to cruise to Key West. I haven't been there either. Disembark in Miami on April 10th. Hotel at the Holiday Inn Miami West Airport area on April 10th to April 11th. So another 1 day to decompress before flying back. I think that would have been a great option. And then fly back to Hamburg from Miami on April 11th. And then she goes on to list the detailed prices, including an estimate for what the lift would cost to the airport. This is exactly what I was looking for. Fantastic work. Very, very detailed. Also above the budget, but I would have done it. And in the end, she writes, I realize that a 2-day cruise is super short and you've been to Nassau many times, but I thought it might be a good way to sample Celebrity and you could use the port time to explore the ship. That is exactly what I would have done. I also chose veranda, so you'd have at least one for the trip, but you could go down to Ocean View to save some money. Same for the Carnival cruise. You could go to an inside cabin if you're okay with that. I probably wouldn't have, but of course, thanks for the suggestion. You would have 2 days before your first cruise to travel and relax. In case of delays, excellent idea. Then a night in the hotel before you leave Miami for your second cruise. I estimated the lift prices. I guess I'm not going to go through and read all of this, but thank you so much, Sonia. So let me show you now. Show Sonia what you're going to get and everybody else. And when we do this again, this is what the prizes will be like, okay? So you can decide if it's worth it to you or not. The first part of the prize is a bunch of the fun times information from my cruise on Carnival. So, this isn't really a big deal, but for people who are cruise fans, it's fun to go through these and just look at what the different cruise lines offer, you know what I mean? On different days and how the different things that are basically all the same have different names and stuff like that. So some of these, then, in case you're a fan of Royal Caribbean, how about a Harmony of the Seas entertainment guide from my trip on Harmony of the Seas. This lists all the shows that were on board at the time with information about them and lists of the casts and things like that. You can go through this and pretend like you're going to go to see the shows on Harmony of the Seas. Also, some Harmony of the Seas postcards. In case you're a fan of Norwegian Cruise Lines, well, how about a Norwegian Cruise Lines bottle and can opener? Ooh, much open. Very screw. No, I did not steal this. I think I won it at trivia. Then, in case you're a Disney fan, I got your back. Also included in the prize is these mini Disney Lego figures. And it's like, a surprise. I can't tell you which ones are in here, but coming your way. One final part of the prize, and this is something that's very exciting to me as well. Sonia, I'm going to give you a 20% discount code for use in the Very Unofficial Travel Guides Teespring merchandise store. And I got something sent to me here that I'm going to unbox with you right now. So when you order something from the Teespring store, it will come in a bag like this. Let's open it up. Look at what we got here. Da, 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 da. It is the C-Day shirt. So, I haven't actually seen one of these in real life yet. How does it look? This is a quote from one of my videos. It says here, C-Day, and then here's the pronunciation spelled, and then it says, it uses it as an example in a sentence. C-Day. It was a C-Day, and we were adults, and things just happen sometimes. It also has the very unofficial Travel Guides logo here on the back. Can you see that? So, yeah, everybody, you guys can all go check out the Teespring store, including this shirt, which is perfect for the times at the moment. Washi washi, happy happy. It's all available at the moment right now at teespring.com/store/Mary-unofficial-travel-guides. And Sonia, you're getting a 20% discount on anything you want to order. That's it for this week's video. I'm skipping comment on your comments because it's just all so irrelevant now at the moment that this is getting canceled. But thanks again to everybody who participated. And like I said, I learned some things about how to improve this whole contest type thing in the future. So I look forward to doing this again, and I hope that you all participate, and even more of you participate next time. And I'm so excited to do it again and get back to traveling. Hang in there, everybody. We'll get through this, and it's going to be a fun 2020 in a month or so. Bye-bye.